Every great mystery starts the same way. With someone who shouldn't have gotten away with it. We open the case of D.B. Cooper. November 24th, 1971. A rainy afternoon in Portland, Oregon. One man walked into the airport and bought a one-way ticket. He gave the name Dan Cooper. Ordinary. Almost too ordinary. No one knew his real name, and no one knew what he was carrying. Portland to Seattle. A short flight, a long mystery. Nobody remembered his face, and that may have been point. He boarded Flight 305, just another passenger on a routine flight. No one on board knew. This flight would become history. He sat alone in the back of the plane and waited. Nothing about him seemed unusual. That was his greatest weapon. Then he handed a flight attendant a note. She thought it was a phone number. It wasn't. The note said he had a bomb. He wanted $200,000 and 4 parachutes. Her smile vanished. Now she understood. This was not a normal passenger. Real or not, no one on that plane was willing to find out. He didn't shout. He didn't panic. He simply stayed calm, and that made him dangerous. The captain radioed ahead. Air traffic control alerted the FBI. Within minutes, the case reached federal agents. They agreed to pay, but quietly. They recorded the serial number of every single bill. And 4 parachutes, not 1, 4. The plane landed in Seattle. The deal was still holding. The ransom went aboard. The passengers were released. Everyone walked away, except the crew and Cooper. Now the plane belonged to him. He had the money. He had the parachutes. Now came the part nobody expected. The plane took off again toward Mexico City, but Cooper had other plans. Night, rain, 10,000 feet, somewhere over the forests of Washington. He prepared to jump. Then the warning light came on. He had opened the rear stairs. At 10,000 feet, in a storm, at night. At 8:13 p.m., he stepped off the back of the aircraft and disappeared. No body, no parachute, No trace. No one saw him fall. No one saw him land. Imagine jumping into that. Cold, dark, rain, and no one waiting below. The next morning, the search began. The search was massive. Thousands of square kilometers. Hundreds of witnesses, and nothing. They searched from the ground and from the air. The case became an obsession for agents, for journalists, for everyone who wanted the answer. 9 years later, a boy digging near the Columbia River found something buried in the sand. $5,800, less than 3% of the ransom. The serial numbers matched. The money proved one thing. Cooper was real, but it didn't prove where he went. More than 1,000 names were considered. Paratroopers, mechanics, confessions. None were proven. In 2016, the FBI closed the case. Not because they solved it, because there was nothing left to chase. Somewhere along this route, he vanished. Mysteries are solved. Some are forgotten, and some become legends. D.B. Cooper became all three. Maybe he died that night, somewhere among these trees. Or maybe he lived under another name. We will never know.